Hey guys, Zoe here, and welcome to my budget build on Trickster. Now this build that I made is pretty much designed to get you as much health as possible so you won't get one-shotted. You're dealing so much damage, you're not gonna realize you're losing so much health. And even if you get hit hard, it's not the end of the world. So, let me get started. Before I get into it, let me just get started with the class skills. The class skills, everything is the same as you've seen most Tricksters have. The only thing different is that I have two extra cooldown reductions. So I have Singularity and I have Equilibrium. Now if you don't want so much cooldown reduction, it's not needed. However it works with this build. You could just put Ace of Trumps and Death Probability, or you could put Transfusion, you could put Scion of Power. It pretty much all depends on what you really want. You can even put Leap of Quietus, and then Cycle of Life and Death. There's so much options you have, so you could take off those two skill points that I mentioned, the Singularity and Equilibrium, and you could pretty much put them anywhere you want. You can play around with two extra skill points. It's just I'd rather have more cooldown, and I'll show you why. So let's go to the skills. Basic skills, every Trickster uses this. Now most builds use this. Hunt of Prey, Twisted Rounds, Venator's Knife. I think Twisted Rounds is a must-have on every single Trickster build just because it gives you an extra 15,000 firepower. So, the reason I like so much cooldown is, as you can see, my Venator's Knife and my Hunt of Prey are really low. Hunt of Prey is 5 seconds, put it at that. Venator's Knife 6.5 seconds. I think I could get the Venator's Knife to at least 6.4 with extra armor pieces, but I don't have that. Twisted Rounds, I could probably get it to 19 seconds or 18.8. But let's get into the actual build. Man, my controller's not working. So, of course, you must have the Death Shield. I don't really know what to say. Yeah, I did say it's a budget build video. You could use the Bulwark with the Blade Bullets. However, you might need to change one of these skills, one of these armor pieces. And I have an armor piece just specifically for this, and I'll show you in a second when you could interchange between the build. But if you have the Death Shield, and the easiest way to get it, don't do expeditions. It's gonna take you a lot longer. You want to do is the missions, the hunt missions. You want to do the wanted missions. Why? Because Death Shield drops from it. It's a demo weapon, so it drops from those places. And that's how I got my Death Shield. I pretty much just farmed those missions until I got the Death Shield. So instead of farming for expeditions, CT14s and CT15s, I personally haven't gotten it to drop. I would recommend doing the missions. It's a lot faster. Do it on tier 1. You might get a lower Death Shield weapon, but you can just upgrade it with, your points. So, moving on from that. Oh shit, someone's online. Moving on from that, we got what makes the build what it is. Dark Sacrifice. Now, I bet you guys haven't seen this mod a lot on YouTube with a Trickster build. The reason I love this mod is because during combat, your weapon drains up to 50% of your max health in exchange for 75% weapon damage bonus. So no matter where you're at, if you're in combat, you're getting that 75% weapon damage bonus instantly. You always got it. That's what I like about it. Now, it might seem kind of scary. It drains up to 50% of your max health. It doesn't do it right away. It doesn't instantly cut it. It goes down by 3,000 points of health per second, but we're getting so much health back that we don't even see the drainage unless we're just standing still. But we're always getting the 75% weapon damage bonus. Now, if you don't have Dark Sacrifice, you could use Embalmers Rage. Now, Embalmers Rage, I personally think is a lot better, just because it makes, I think, 5 seconds or the next 5 shots are pure crits. That's the best thing about it. So if you have Embalmers Rage, don't change it. Keep it. Unless you want to play around with Dark Sacrifice, you can. Now, if you don't have Dark Sacrifice or Embalmer's Rage, you could use Killing Spree. It's another tier 3 mod, but it essentially works the same as Dark Sacrifice, and it lasts up to 20 seconds. So there is a timer on killing spree, that's why I'm not really using it, and the fact that I don't have it. So I'm using Dark Sacrifice, it just works really good with this build. Going on with the helmet, the headpiece, of course, instant reload. Now, I don't know what to say if you don't have the headpiece. I know it's essential on these kind of builds. You might need to use Perpetuum Mobile, so the second skill might not even be useful. This build will still work, you just need to change 2 mods. So you have a free mod. If you don't have instant reload, you can put a free mod there. Increase your weapon damage or your firepower, you can put it right there, and put Perpetuum Mobile right here. That you could do that, it works. Now for all your build, for all your stat wise, you want to get bonus firepower, cooldown reduction, close range damage. You want to get that for at least 3 to 4 pieces, at least. Now if you don't have all 3, I think the 2 most necessary ones are bonus firepower and cooldown reduction. Close range damage, it's kind of good. It depends how your playstyle is, but for the most part, you want to get 2 out of these 3. Bloodlust, of course, it's another must-have. Killing shots increase your firepower by 17,000, stacks up to 3 times, and deteriorates every 10 seconds. You're going to be constantly killing everything so fast that you're always going to have this fully stacked. Now going with the upper armor piece, you could buy this from Tiago. I do recommend you buying this because it gives you 2 out of the 3. Bonus firepower, close range damage. And you might be wondering why healing received. I'll explain that in a second. But first, with the recent update, our armor has been non-existent. So mitigation from death really works. This is what helped me beat Eye of the Storm post-patch, and I'll show that in the video. It helped me beat it with ease. I really wasn't panicking or I wasn't losing too much health, and this perk pretty much made it possible for me. So mitigation from death is really necessary. Dance of Death, the only reason I'm recommending this armor piece is because it comes with Dance of Death, so you don't need to find an armor piece that has it. You just put mitigation from death and boom, there you go. You got a perfect piece. However, if you don't need that cooldown, you could just get a regular legendary piece, get one that drops with mitigation. I also have one, and add an extra mod of your choice instead of Dance of Death. Now, I do wish I had a better leg armor, but this is what I got. Max health, close range damage, status power. I don't care for the max health or the status power. That's what I'm saying, it's not the best leg piece, but I haven't got anything better. See, the thing with this is, I have Circle of Power and Captain Hunter. Circle of Power, I think, is also a must-have. It does drop with the Cannonball set, so if you haven't gotten it, that's another one that you might want to look into. I don't really have any other recommendations for this one, besides mitigation of death. So if you don't have Circle of Power, you could add something differently of your choice. Something that you think would work for your build. Pretty much boost my resistance by 50% every time I use a skill, stacks up to 3 times, and deteriorates every 7 seconds. So it's kind of good, it's kind of bad. 7 seconds is too fast. And then of course Captain Hunter increases your damage against elites by 25%. I also think that's a must-have. Moving on to the gloves, we got Damage Absorber, another must-have. I can't say it enough. There's a couple mods that you must have that just make the build work. Damage Absorber, it's a must have. Personal Space, if you don't have it, I mean, at this point in the game, you should have pretty much all the tier 2 mods, all tier 1, a couple of tier 3. But Personal Space, another really good one. 15% extra bonus damage. You know, it's a solid piece. Now, Boots to the First Altar, same thing, same stats. Life Drain and Move Groove. See, I don't like Move Groove, but I will take... You're always moving, so I do think this piece does work with the build. Let me show you when it procs. So I even move a little bit, boom, 160k. And that's without the twisted rounds. So I do think Move Groove is a good investment to your build. If you can, I would put it, but if you can't, you know, I would put like Critstack in replacement of moove just to constantly keep that firepower. Now the only reason I don't have Critstack is because it doesn't fit with my build. However, if you don't have one of these mods, I would add Critstack just for the extra firepower. Life Drain. The reason I have Life Drain is because while it's active, killing shots heal me by 15%. On top of the 18% of this, I'm getting 36% healing received bonus. That is, I'm never losing health. I'm getting max health non-stop, and that's what I like about the build. So, now that I have covered everything, I'm gonna give you guys a couple different extra options you guys can use in replacement to those. So if you're wondering where you could get, you know, the life drain skill leads, and these are easy to get. You go to Tiago. Here you go. Chronosuit gloves. He sells them. Life drain. It gives you the skill. You can get it. It's a good roll. Max health. I wouldn't really necessarily get it, but I could change the second mod for whatever I want. So this is a good choice. Besides that, the upper armor piece, the one I have on right now, he also sells it. This one. So there you go. You got two mods, two armor pieces that you can use from Tiago. Now they might be expensive depending on what level he sells them at, how many pods you have. But if you want to know where Dark Sacrifice drops from, it drops from the Fatal Symbiote. There you go, Dark Sacrifice. Let me show you. So I do have this one. It is a good replacement. The only reason I chose Yugake was for the extra healing. But, you know, you have two choices. You either not go with the healing or go with the healing if you think the 15% is good enough. For me, it wasn't good enough. I needed a lot more. You can also use this one. If you don't want to use a cooldown, you can use pretty much any twisted round. I don't recommend this one. That's why I took it off the two magazines. I recommend either the firepower, the 30% extra crit, or pretty much any other one except this one. I don't recommend it. And these are just random armor mods. Gloves. There's a lot of choices in gloves. There really is. That's for my Anomaly build. There's this one. It's pretty much the same thing. I just got better roll, even though it has more armor. I got better rolls on it. I don't really want Skills Life Leech. I think that's pointless, so I changed it. And yeah, that seems to be it. Okay, so yeah, you could also get the Chronosuit foot gear. It's a very solid piece, and I got it with Diffuse. Sprinting increases your armor by 42,000 and resistance by 50,000. You could put that one if you need more resistance, more armor, but in my opinion, you already get enough with everything you have. And with that being said, I'm actually going to leave you guys to my post-patch solo Eye of the Storm run. Really easy. It's not a gold tier because I don't see it possible golding it by yourself. I think it's been done before, I don't know. However, I hope you guys enjoyed this budget build. Somewhat of a budget build. I call it a budget build just because I don't have every single mod that you see these Tricksters have, these endgame gear. And you can buy two of the pieces from Tiago. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it works for you guys. I hope you find some useful to it. And I'll just leave you guys with my solo run. That being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Subscribe if you want more Outriders content. I'm gonna try to, do different build videos, and I'm gonna make a Devastator. Make a build video on that. So, yeah, that's it. Later.
What the? It's the leader of the Ferals.
What? But you killed him.
And I'll happily do it again.
Tear him apart, Outrider. For Jakob.
Odmehum Erdotar.
Yeah, and it talks now.
Loketaru. Lok Gatarum. Ihematuhum Hotarak.
Outrider. My vision is getting...
Tar ihe Packer. Ikmatuhum Kako Iktarik Pake.
What I'm seeing, I feel like it's about to happen. We don't have time. You need to end this.
Iraq. Krator Iraq. Ikmatu Mairu Targakma.
Their leader is dead. For now. Jana, do you see anything?
I don't think so. But we're still alive.